Okay, guys, good morning, everybody. We're gonna get started here in a minute. Today, I'm gonna show you the boring part of what we do, what you have to do. Boring part of investments. This is not somebody giving you, hey, here's a stock, go buy it, and hang on for 20 years and see what it does. But you don't want to go buy a stock for the next 20 years and you don't even know what the stock does, what the stock is, how the performance is going to be, what field it is in. uh, Basically, is the company going to be survive, never mind 20 years, is it going to survive tomorrow? So that's what we're going to talk about this morning. We're going to talk about earnings, big time. Earnings been coming out since the first week of October, um, and we're gonna take a look. We're gonna put those earnings through a ringer. So if you like a company like Tesla, you like companies like J.P. Morgan. Doesn't matter which one it is, but you're gonna have to do is big if you want to hold those companies for a long time. Is you need to know if the company, first of all, any company that's gonna survive, is are they making a profit? Okay. To me, what I look at when I look at any company, if it's going to survive, do they have free cash flow? Free cash flow is money that gets left over after they spend on all their expenses. Do they got left anything at the end? And that is the most important thing to look quarter by quarter or annualized base. Okay. Though that's not going to be very true for a lot of new companies that start up, because you cannot put every company in the same ringer. Some new company starts up, it doesn't have a free cash flow. Any cash they got, they're spending it on their setting up on their business, and they use what I want to see for those companies is, do they have revenue growth? Are their product that somebody's gonna buy, right? That's what you need to tell if there's some new company that came in on the market, and what are they doing? Is there revenue growth? What I guess they're expanding importantly to grow that business. So we're gonna talk about the boring stuff today. How to look at it, how to figure out the numbers, what the numbers should look like to you if you're gonna be able to hold on to that company for a very long time. So first, before we go do that a little bit, I want to show you guys something. About a month ago, uh, September 22, I posted. I usually post this kind of stuff regularly in our members stuff, and I don't know if you go back to September 22 chat, I went basically said, well, we are going interest rates low. And I've been saying interest rate lows for the last 3, 4 months now. But we didn't get our first cut till last month. And when we usually get interest rate cuts, and one of the biggest sectors that benefits by the interest rate cuts is utilities and real estate. And these two sectors were pretty much down but over a month ago. And this is a real number. These are the numbers I posted on September 22nd in the chat. Okay. I hope you guys can see my. Are you guys able to see my number screen? I just want to make sure I'm showing you the U.S. equity sectors. Everybody able to see that? Hang on, maybe this is neat. Now you should be able to see it, right? So everybody
हाँ जी
said,
भाई.
great. So you should be, these were September 22nd. I marked them up. I said, you know what? It's time to buy utilities. And utilities was months ago, was sitting at around 13. This is a 3-year performance. And that was at 13% at the time. And the price, I'll show you a chart on the price. This is an ETF in the US. And I would basically said, hey, listen, buy this thing. And I said the energy and the real estate. What has this sector done since? Okay, let's compare. This is what the numbers look like today, and look at the growth on the utilities. right? Utilities gone. It's almost $5-6 growth on the. Let me even show you better here. Let's go right here to these numbers right there. So these are real numbers, and you saw the numbers there on the if you go to September 22nd, that's posted there. But since then, utilities 3 years gone to 43%. Okay, from almost 13%. And if you look at the month to month, this is 5.96. Back then was just negative. This was a negative number. Okay, year to date went up to 20%. It was 12%. So basically, since September 22nd, we are up 8% on utilities. And if you look at the chart, if you don't believe those numbers, you got to look at the chart. And if that was September 22nd when I said that. And September 22nd, what was the price? On September 22nd, the price was around $85. Okay. And it has gone, today is sitting at 91.39. So utilities, and if you look at the real, then the other sector you want to look at is down at the bottom here, real estate. Real estate was underperforming, and I said the interest rates were going to be coming down, and this sector is going to pick up. So look at these numbers. This is a ETF on September 22nd. And so what is it doing today? Let's take a look. Go back to the sector. I'm not trying to blow my own horn, guys, here. I'm not trying to impress you with what I was right. I'm just saying, when you look at the markets, look at the future, what's going on. Even today, look at the future, what's going on, what sector is going to benefit, and how are they going to benefit, and make that's what you need to do. Study, get into that sector ahead of everybody else. That's how you make money. Okay, in stock market, you got to get into a month ahead, to even a couple of months ahead if you're a swing trader. For long-term trader, you don't really care. But if you're going to do a short-term trading, look at the sectors, what they're beating up. Look at the real estate sector. It's up 23% that's a 3 years. Okay, if you talk about a month, we're talking about well over like 6-7%. These numbers were all negative. I showed you those numbers that were all negative. And it was sitting at this year, real estate was sitting at 4.86%, calculated 3 year annually, and now sitting at 23.09%. So when you look at this stuff here, sectors, I will teach you more and more about how to take a look at it. Especially we do this all the time in the member section. We try to start looking at this stuff quite often. And this is how you make money. And when you look at this sector, you don't have to go buy the ETF, right? Again, we also show you guys that you don't have to go buy the ETF in there. You can go in there, click on this real estate sector, and you can come down here and look at all the companies they're holding. Take a look at these companies. These are great companies. And you can pick out probably any one of them, and you can do your homework on it. This one here came out with earnings this week. CBRE. How did it do? It's doing pretty good. It's since September 22nd, it's gone quite a bit up. All right. So all these companies are in profit. CBRE is one of the best companies out there. These guys are commercial property, right? So you can pick out many other companies in this sector down here. Those are all real estate. That's how you find these companies. You don't have to go looking at anywhere else. Because these ETFs tries to buy their best companies, right? This ETF would try to buy their best companies. So same thing with the utility sector, right? So if you go back into utilities here, where's our utility sector? Right there, XLU. All you do is click on that, and you can find great companies right here. You don't have to go looking for them; they're right here. They're right there. This company has been performing great. Look at the chart on this thing. We actually give this a breakout a while back. We were looking these energy companies. They've all been performing real well. The whole sector's been performing well. So that's a past thing. Okay, we looked at about a month ago. What is it that we should be looking at today? What should be what's future interest? So future interest. One of the things I want to show you guys. We do this in our member section quite often. And let's do this earning stuff. This is what I want to today. I don't want to spend a lot of time because it's got kind of looted when I teach too much stuff at one time. I want to keep it to simple stuff. Today we're gonna take a look at earnings, okay? And one of the companies I want to take a look. Everybody looks at Tesla, right? So I did a little bit of thing how to take a look at Tesla earnings. First of all, any questions on this ETFs and the sector? That's something that I just showed you. Anybody have a question on this before I move on? No questions. Okay, good stuff. So always want to find something cheap. Go look at the sectors that is doing poorly, right? Sectors that are doing poorly, those are the sectors want to take. Right now, my big concern is the next big thing is XLV. This one here, healthcare. Healthcare has not been doing well. This is a sector that we need to do well in the future because we need the healthcare. We need to grow. Okay, this is a cheap sector, so we're gonna be picking some more stocks out of this here, out of this cheap sector. Okay. So we're gonna do that, and join us. We'll find more stocks in the healthcare sector and see how they will be doing in about a month or 2 months from now. Okay, so let's take a look at Tesla earnings. How do you find cash flow? How do you determine the balance sheet and everything else? So Tesla closed at $433.15, and it was down $15 on Friday. So let's take a look at Tesla. Should you own Tesla? Should you buy Tesla on these earnings that they came out? They came out on earnings here. Let's go to the transcript. Transcript came out on Wednesday, October 22nd. That's when the earnings came out, on Wednesday, PM, right? Everybody looked at the numbers. Did they beat or they didn't beat, right? Everybody's looked at the numbers. But when we break it down, when we break their earnings down, what do we find? Okay, so let's what I done is I went in here, clicked on the transcript. I took a whole transcript. If you read this transcript here, it's very long. Okay, it's very long. Everybody's talking about different things. You got Elon Musk here talking about what he's doing, what the company's gonna do. Then you got probably the CFO. There's you got the CFO here comes in, starts talking about this is all. It's too much if you want to read this. What I do is then eventually they come down to the number. All this talk here, they're talking about different numbers, right? So this is too much for me to read. So what I do is I want to be a quick look at the financials, what this company does. So what I do is I copy this transcript and I throw it in my chat GPT. I got a subscription to this. Here's the pasted transcript. So I saved by timing, by copying. I had all this set up already. So I copied it in here, right, into ChatGPT. And what does ChatGPT do for me? It breaks it down. It breaks me two different ways of doing it. It breaks it on the left hand side. I'm going to break it on the right hand side. So the one I'm going to read is on the right hand side here. So we'll just go to this response. I prefer this one. So we're going to break this one down. So copy that. So it breaks it down by point, what these guys are talking about. So it takes me, if I were to read that entire transcript, I'm going to be sitting there trying to figure it out for maybe half an hour to an hour. But this one here, 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. That's all you need. So this is what I got out of it. It took the main points out of that transcript and put them in here. So what does Tesla Tesla earnings look like? Should I be still in the stock? Should I buy the stock? What should I do? So this is where I'm gonna get that information. So this is where I'm gonna learn it from. Okay. So then this is what Elon Musk was talking about. He was talking about real world eye push. Musk says Tesla is in inflection point. This is what all the words that he was saying. Then he talked about the operation and the product. Robotaxi. I've been telling you guys, if something's gonna save this company, it's gonna be robotaxi. And this is the most important thing I wanted to hear, which he didn't talk about much. That was my problem with Tesla, this transcript, because he didn't talk about this much, robotaxi. Okay? And I told you guys on Wednesday or even Thursday morning that when I was talking about Tesla, that he did not talk about robotaxi much. And it wasn't much in here. And he's only talking about 8 to 10 metro areas by end. I'm not very happy with that. I wanted a really good push on robotaxi. Okay? So I know where I'm going next quarter with Tesla. I want to hear them more push on robotaxi, which they didn't show here. Okay, I have a big thing on a robotaxi. I told you guys it's a $10 trillion business. They need to capture at least couple of $1 trillion to make good money, and that's what's gonna save. And what is a robotaxi going to do? It's gonna use all the Tesla cars. So they're going to benefit two ways. One, their own supplier of cars. And second, their own business in robotaxi. It's the same company. And for it to survive, they need to really survive on robotaxi. So that's what my push is on this one here. Okay. So then he talked about some of the other stuff here, vehicles here. Production in 2026, what is it going to be? Is it going to be increased, optimized for cost per mile? Okay, whatever, right? But capacity, he's talked about capacity. He's talking about 3 million cars. Is that more or less over the past? That's what this number here you can compare to. What were the previous numbers that they come out with? Okay. What are they going to be building? It says large build late into 25, first online build 26. So these are the numbers he's giving that he's going to have to stand by. So if these numbers are not met as he goes forward, that's where the stock starts going down. And if they do start meeting these numbers, the stock starts going up. Okay. Then we look at the energy sector here, strong demand for megapack powers. Remember, they're also energy company. They got solar. There was a company a while back, it was part of them, and then they did an IPO, then they bought them back. They also have a solar company. Okay? So they're into a solar business as well. Their show automotive revenue, quarter to quarter, 29%. I was surprised actually that was up. Okay. So that's a good number. Auto gross margin credits, they're not. These things are going to go down. So be very careful of this. This number is going to go down. This number should be down in the next quarter. Okay. Energy record deployment, tariff exposure. He's talking about all this stuff that's going to hurt the car company, the tariffs and stuff. Tariffs were greater than 400 million. That's a $400 million that cost this company. Donald Trump is costing companies a lot of revenue. Okay? A lot of revenue. Where did this 400 million go? This went to Donald Trump. Still, they were able to dish out free cash flow. This is the most important number. Okay? They are still able to produce $4 billion worth of cash flow. And if that number was negative, I would be running away from this company. Okay. 4 billion, that's not bad. Cash investments are greater than 40. So they have around $41 billion on their books. That means this company is going to survive. Okay. $41 billion on their books. Any questions so far? I'm not a financial, guys. I am not a financial expert. This is only from learning over the years. That's all it is. That's all I'm talking about. There's chartered accountants in here, probably know how to look at these numbers better than I do. Okay, I'm just used to looking at these numbers over the years. Okay, so like I said, if there's an accountant here, and if I'm saying something wrong, please jump in, show me. I love to learn, and there's no no animosity here. Okay, so I'd love to learn. If I'm saying something wrong, please say it. Okay, then the guidance also, what kind of guidance they're giving. Okay, no safety drivers in parts of Austin within months. I don't really know what that means. Okay, 8 to 10 robotaxi markets, but he already said that. So they're going to maybe 8 to 10 metro areas. That's gonna start if by the year end, and I would be looking for that number. What would they be doing by then? If they come in less than 8 to 10 numbers, I would be very concerned. I would be asking why. But if they do more than 8 to 10, that means their business is doing pretty well. They're growing pretty quick. That means, hey, the stock could be performing much better, right? So exactly what this means here, I'm not sure. End of the year 14, okay. Well, cyber truck, I assume cyber cab, cyber truck he's talking about here. Optimus vehicles, okay. What matters for stock my take? Okay, this is a little bit of a what I think the AI gives you. Okay. So Austin first and border metro. Okay, in term credibility analysis. Okay, robotaxi. This is the one I'm concerned with. Okay, there are a lot of raw stuff in here. There's a lot of regularities they need to get over. Remember Uber, all big Uber fight when they started the taxi business? They had to fight all these local taxis. They had to get local permissions and stuff like that. Robo taxi is going to go through the same stuff, regulatory stuff. They're going to have, especially when you have an autonomous vehicle that may drive itself. Okay, that's going to be, they're going to have to get a lot of approval. Okay. Energy margin, become A15 doesn't really make much. Cash apex, okay, 41 billion plus. There you go. Again, mentioned they got $41 billion plus on hands. Risk flagged in. Some of the risk that they mentioned tariff, competition, regulatory for our robotaxi, manufacturing scale, Optimus supply chain doesn't yet exist. Okay. And legal compensation vote outcomes, this is what I think they're talking about is Elon Musk pay package. Okay, they don't know this is gonna. So what do they mean by November 6th? They have a meeting on November 6th to see if this is gonna get approved. So now you know everything about company. You know everything about Tesla now. You know what the numbers they should perform, what numbers you should be looking at. You're gonna look. These are the risks right now in the company. Are they gonna get over regulatory? Are they gonna keep getting approvals? Tariffs. Are the tariffs gonna go down? So these are the things that are hurting this company right now. They need to get over. Okay. So you guys understand basically how to break down a company and see, this is it. This is how you break it down and see how the company is going to perform in the next quarter. And whether you should, to me, it looks pretty positive. They got a positive cash flow, $41 billion on hand, and they're expanding their business. Hopefully they get this approval and move on more than 8 to 10, right, on the robotaxi. Okay, lots of cash. So this company is not gonna sink anytime soon. That's for sure. Okay. Any questions on this one here, guys? On the earnings report? Any numbers I missed or I should be looking at? And then you can also go back into TradingView and take a look how the stock is performing, right? here we go. So let's take a look at Tesla. So it's hanging, the stock is hanging in there pretty good, even after the earnings, right? So the report wasn't that bad. So remember, this stock goes up 20 bucks, this stock goes down 20 bucks. But there was no exciting news in the earnings. There was nothing exciting in there. And that's why the stock really didn't go up much and didn't go down much. And would I be a buyer if I looked at the report? Well, yeah, I think I would be, but I would be looking for a breakout above here, 452. And if I can get it cheap, if I can buy Tesla around 340, that would be fine, because I looked at the balance sheet. They got lots of cash. They're going to survive. If they get their Turbo Taxi in business, this thing is going to be a future cash cow. Okay. So I'm very confident in Tesla owning it for the future. I'm very confident if I can get it at 340, 330. Okay. All right. If you don't have any questions on this one, if you, again, you guys can see that in front of you there. I didn't go per share numbers. Okay. You can go break it down. You can, if you want to go per share numbers, you can take a look at it. You know, where we always look at, just go in here on the bottom here. You go into these 4 dots and go into financials. You can take a look at these numbers. Right, you can also look at the balance sheet numbers here. You can see all this here. Is the revenue growing? Is the assets growing? Yeah, these numbers are pretty good. Okay.
ਭਾਜੀ ਕੈਪੈਕਸ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ?
Sorry, what?
Capex.
Capex. I heard that name. Capex. Capex is, I think it's a limit of something. I forgot exactly what it was. Anybody else knows here what Capex is? I'm not
ਚੈਟ
exactly.
ਜੀਪੀਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਭਾਜੀ,
Hani?
ਚੈਟ ਜੀਪੀਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ।
Yeah, that we can always ask them. Chat GPT, sure. Capex. I heard that term before.
Capital expenditure ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਭਾਜੀ।
Okay, that would go. Capital expenditure is the money they're going to spend on the capital projects. Capital projects are, remember, what are capital projects? If they're building something new, okay, like factories or something extra, like in the TTC, we had, now I remember, we have a regular budget, that operating budget ਜਿਹਨੂੰ operating budget ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਨਾ, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਨੇ ਨਾ, right? Capital budget, that's for your normal operation. ਇੱਕ ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਕਸਟਰਾ ਫੈਕਟਰੀ ਲਾਣੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ expand ਕਰਨਾ, that's a capital budget. That's what they call capex. Yes. Okay. So just couldn't remember at the time. Yeah, but that's exactly what it means. So is there a question related to that, Jaspreet?
ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਜੀ, ਉਹ ਸ਼ੀਟ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਕੈਪੈਕਸ 9 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ, ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ।
Okay, so that's what they're probably saying, is they're taking 9 million. Where was that report? Let's go back to... What did I do? Lost my... Hang on, guys. Just lost my thing here. Did I?
ਭਾਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਭਾਜੀ, ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ।
No, I just want to go back to my report here. Did I close my chat GPT? Let's go open another.
ਭਾਈ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਤਾ।
I think I closed it. Okay. So capex. I'm just trying to see where's that number. Oh, here. Okay, top. Okay. Capex, basically any money that they're gonna spend outside of their regular operation. Okay, that's that they're taking what, 9 billion? Okay.
ਹਾਂਜੀ
Yeah. Okay. So is there any other companies? Anybody want to pick out another company we can do it on? I'll do a report on that.
ਭਾਜੀ ELF ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਿਓ ELF ਬਿਊਟੀ
ELF.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ELF ਬਿਊਟੀ
Earnings ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ? ELF. Let's take a look. I want to look at company that came out with earnings this week. So ELF came out back in on August 7th. Okay, we can go take a look at the ELF, but they came ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ earnings ਆਉਣੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੇ November 5 ਨੂੰ.
ਭਾਜੀ ਨੈਟਫਲਿਕਸ ਦੀ ਆਈ ਸੀ ਅਰਨਿੰਗ
NFL, yeah, we can take a look at that. That's a good one. So Netflix came out with earnings. Okay, so they came out to the downside. They missed the earnings. Okay, so let's take a look at these. This is going to be interesting because everybody looks at Netflix, right? So they missed on the per share. So let's go find their transcript on Netflix. When did they actually came out with earnings? That was on Thursday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. They came out Tuesday. Let's go here. Transcript, you guys you don't have to go to Seeking Alpha. You can go to their website as well. Any company, you can go to their website as well. Okay. NFLX. So let's look at where's the transcript here. Here it is. There's the Netflix transcript that was on Tuesday, October 21. So we're gonna click on this one, and there's your report. I'm gonna this a long report, so basically I'm gonna just copy this part. Actually, I'm just gonna copy from this here all the way down. I'm not gonna read all this. There's a lot of information, right? So I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna copy that. So I'm gonna throw that in my ChatGPT. Paste it in here and hit enter. We don't hide anything what we do here, guys. We showed you exactly how to do this stuff. It's very simple. This AI stuff, that's why I love it so much, that this stuff is you should be using this stuff every single day. This is the future, right? So there it is, breaking it down by the numbers. Let it finish it all, see what it's doing. Okay, see that? It's done it. What we have a long report here. We have to look for the details, right? It does it in that this is it. So Netflix, here's take a look at the health and the outlook. So management says the streaming business is healthy. So pretty good. It's up 8.6%, and it's in the UK up 9.4%. That's pretty good in Q3. So their subscription base. Remember, Elon Musk was advertising, hey, get rid of Netflix, their subscriptions. People are increasing them. In the US, increased by 8.16%, and UK 9.4% in Q3. If this number was going down, guess what you should be doing? Then you should have a negative view on Netflix. Right now, this is a positive thing, right? And because they didn't miss by the numbers either. Okay, ad tire. Okay, what is this? More than double ad revenue. Okay, they're also getting a lot of advertising as well. Growing advertising revenue. Engagement study grows. Light breakout films alongside. That's basic stuff. That's fine. Brazil. What happened there? A 10% growth tax on certain outbound payments from Brazil, not an income. Okay, so they're having a little bit of problem getting their, I guess, some sort of payments from there that I can see. Brazil Supreme Court ruling on August 1 broadened allocating that one now deems lost problem. They're having a lot of problems in Brazil, looks like. Supreme Court even ruled against them. Here looks like they're charging 20%. Okay, okay. They're having a lot of they outlined they are having a problem in Brazil. Okay, so that is a negative for Netflix. Advertising, Amazon, better engagement. Okay, okay, that's fine. They're talking about their advertising business. Continental Live. Okay, this is where they talk about their movies and stuff. How they're doing. Cited Netflix ever Mattel has one. I said okay, live. So you have to read the really what's really is gonna affect this stock in the next quarter. Okay, they're going into NFL. Okay, uh, that's gonna be a good generator of revenue for them. Subscriptions. FIFA. They're going into live sports, right? The big money maker these days is live sports. Everybody wants to stream. That's what Disney wants to do. That's what Netflix wants to do. Anybody that's streaming out there, the only big money maker now is live sports, right? Everybody else streams movies. They can watch shows. They can watch anything, other stuff at any time. But the live sports is what everybody wants to get into. And Netflix here is also trying to get into this as well. Whoever pays the most money, that's how you get in. Like if you watch the Jays games last night, it's alive. Who wants to watch a recorded Jays game this morning? How many people gonna go watch that? Right? So we already know what the score is. Right? It's same thing when you guys want to watch cricket. It's playing in India, but you're gonna have to stay up all night to watch it. It's live. But by the time morning comes, you're just not gonna know the score. So that's what everybody's, even Netflix is trying to get into that. If they can secure more contracts for live sports, what does that gonna make a Netflix more valuable? So if you in the next quarter hear, hey, Netflix gets a big contract with NFL, and that you can be sure their subscription base is going to run up. People who like football, if they want to watch football live, they're going to have to go watch it on Netflix. So they are going to have to get a subscription, right? So that's pretty good. This is where everybody's going, especially all the streamers. And plus they have pretty good shows as well, right? And what else is going on? 2026 Stranger Things. Okay, but more. These are, I think, they're shows that they're mentioning about. I don't watch a lot of shows on Netflix. I'm more into a live sports fan guy myself. Okay. Then the films they're talking about, how many films they're gonna come out and stuff like that. Merger, anything third party content? No. Okay, there you go. It's not much there on the report. And I thought the Netflix was pretty good. I think the only thing they got negative was on the numbers. So if you go back to Netflix here, this is the only thing they missed. The revenue was pretty good. Well, I think this is a good thing for anybody that's looking to buy Netflix. I think Netflix, this is a strong sport at this level, around $1,000. Okay, it's a very strong sport. And I said back here, if it breaks above here, then to go to the upside. But after the earnings, it just went to the downside. I don't play stocks for earnings. You guys all know that. I don't buy for earnings. Unless I really am sure, like Coca-Cola was pretty good. I hung on to the stock, but I still don't recommend anybody play for these earnings. Okay. Okay.
ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਸਪਲਿਟ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹਦਾ ਕੀ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਤਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਸਪਲਿਟ ਦਾ?
ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਰਨਿੰਗਸ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਅਰਨਿੰਗਸ ਆਈਆਂ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਸਪਲਿਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ $1100 ਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੋਵੇ, ਜੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ 11 for 1 ਸਪਲਿਟ ਕਰਨਾ, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਮਤਲਬ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ $100 ਦੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ।
ਓਕੇ,
ਰਾਈਟ। ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਓਨ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ 11 ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਹੋਰ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ।
ਮੇਰਾ 980 ਦਾ ਆ ਐਵਰੇਜ
ਇਹਦਾ ਵੈਰੀ ਗੁੱਡ।
ਨੈਟਫਲਿਕਸ
ਲੌਂਗ ਵਿਊ ਮੇਰੀ ਇਹਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਭਰੇ ਜਾਊਗਾ। ਪਰ
ਠੀਕ
ਇਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਤੱਕ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ 1000 ਤੱਕ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ। ਬਟ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਜੇ ਸਿਕਿਉਰ ਕਰ ਲੈਣ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਇਵੈਂਟਸ ਆ ਲਾਈਵ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਇਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਕੰਟਰੈਕਟ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਈਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਨੈਟਫਲਿਕਸ ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨੇ ਹਜੇ $100 ਉੱਪਰ ਚੜ ਜਾਣਾ ਰਾਈਟ। ਸੋ ਦੈਟਸ ਵਾਟ ਯੂ ਲੁਕਿੰਗ ਫॉर। ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੈਟਫਲਿਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਔਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇਖਣੀਆਂ what kind of content are they bringing, okay, what sort of that kind of this is what they're business into, right? So that's what this is, okay. Any questions on these earnings? Yeah, and you can do this to any earnings, okay. Take their transcript and throw it in here. You can see it in here and just break it down in AI. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਕਦੇ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਆ, this is really a beautiful thing. Just breaks it down, the health of the company, breaks down the financials, everything else, okay. Very simple, and I don't think anybody shows you this kind of stuff, well, how to do it, okay. We don't basically, I don't hide anything how I get my reports, how do I get my numbers. But once you break it down, you also need to know what you're looking at, and we teach you that too, what you're looking at, what are all this stuff here, and price to earnings ratio, price to sales ratio. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you need to look at those numbers as well. And you must know how to look at them. Are they going to increase? Are they going to decrease? Right. So that's what you need to do. I'll do one more. Is anybody else wants to pick up especially the earnings that came out so far this year? We can take a look at another company, the health of the company.
ਭਾਜੀ ਇੰਟਲ INTC
Yeah, Intel. Intel. Yeah, we can look at Intel. Let's see. Go back here. I don't like Intel, to be honest with you. The company has run up. They came out because people made investments in it. The government made an investment in it, but they got nothing new. They haven't got a product. Okay, so let's go Intel here. Let's go look at the transcript. So what are they going to be saying? Transcript, where is it? Here we go. They came out Thursday, October 23rd. So take this transcript here. That's the wrong thing. I don't think you guys want to read all that, right? Nobody wants to read all that when you can break it down. I'm trying to catch the bottom here. There we go. Okay, so let's throw it in here in the ringer. So let's have a breakdown of Intel. Let's see what Intel, if it impresses me. I haven't read this transcript on Intel, but I'm just negative on Intel just because of what they haven't come out with anything new other than the government investments going in. Okay, so here's the breakdown in Intel, pretty quick, okay, and you don't need to read all that up there. So it broke the thing down in 12 seconds. Okay, so headlines on Intel. Core compute revenue was 13.7 billion, 6%. Do you know what this company's left with? The only thing these guys are doing now is they're running desktop computers. That's what basically their chips are. Okay, they're not like Intel. Their chips can go anywhere. Their chips mostly end up in desktop computers. Okay, desktop computers, I think in the future are going to be gone. You're not going to be having a computer anymore. You're going to have a tablet, and you're gonna connect to a computer in the cloud. If you want to do anything, you'll be doing. Remember all those cloud computing, QUBT, all that. That's what you're gonna be doing in the future. Okay, you're not gonna be doing anything on sitting in front of your computer like this here, like I'm sitting here doing trading and stuff. In the future, it's gonna be all from the tablet and stuff, and you can do that now. I do. Like my cloud computing is in Chicago right now, the one that I trade on. And I can take my tablet, my Android tablet, I can hook up right to that computer, and I can, on my tablet, I can do just like any other function that I wanted to do on a computer. How crazy is that, right? And these are super, you don't ever need to buy a computer again. Just buy a good tablet and you can hook up to cloud computing anywhere, at any place in India, wherever you want to go in the world. You'll be able to connect to that from there, right? So you don't need to take your even laptop anymore. All you need is a little bit of tablet, sitting in the conference room. You have a meeting, there's 10 people there, all of them will have a tablet instead of laptops, or plugging in laptops and stuff like that. That's the future. That's where it's going to go. Okay, so but this is company's not. This is what this company should have been doing from the 90s. They didn't look ahead what kind of computing business is going to be. Nvidia did, AMD did, a whole bunch of other companies did, except this company that was already into this business, right? So 13.7 billion, up 6% quarter to quarter, and non-GAAP for GM up 40%, earnings per share 23%, sort of break-even guide. Balance sheet, cash investment 30.9 billion, so they got $30 billion in cash. Big deal. This company should have billions of dollars in cash, not just 30 billion. These are the company that invested into this company here. The U.S. government gave them 5.7 billion. SoftBank, Altaria, Mobile, Nvidia. These are the companies that have invested. This is why this stock is going up. Okay, it's not going up because it's increasing a huge amount of revenue or earnings. So this is the balance sheet that they have increased by 30.9 billion because of all these people that give them the money. Okay, so the real thing is in here. This is where we want to take a look at. Okay, if you're looking at Intel product client servers, revenue was up plus 7% to 12.7 billion. Okay, then you got this revenue here. Then you just break it down from here. Is that a good thing? When I see negative numbers quarter to quarter, Intel Foundry, that's not very good. Or the operations loss. So this company is not performing well at all. Other than this investment, that's why this company is up where it is. Okay. That's why I don't like this company much. They mention a lot about Nvidia and other investments in here, but they don't mention what exactly are they doing. Okay, what are they doing? So what are they using this cap? Here's the capex. This is you know that money that was given here? That's going into their capital expenditure right there. Okay, 18 billion. What are they doing? What are they going to do with that? What are they building? Because Nvidia's already built a lot of stuff. AMD already built the stuff. So they got $18 billion. What are they doing it for? Well, I like to see. They have not mentioned it here. Okay. They didn't mention how they're going to spend this money. They need a product to spend the money on. If they're going to build a factory, they need something to spend it on. They got lots of cash. What are they going to spend it on? Don't see it. Okay, revenue. There's regular revenue is between 12.8 outlook 12.13 point. That is not a much big difference from the past year. It's almost the same as this one here. That's not a very much increase. It's pretty much the same. So outlook for this company, other than the money they got from these companies, what are they going to do with it? I don't see it. The revenue is going to be the same outlook that we already seen this quarter. That means they're not going anywhere. Okay, what else they are saying here? Management color. margin path. Really, something doesn't impress me in these numbers here. This company, they should be taking advantage. Hey, we got $18 billion. We're going to do this. We're going to do that with it. But they don't show anything. They got the cash on their books. They put a capital expenditure there. But on what? Right? So that's why I kind of negative on this company as well. Even though the stock has done great, right? Stock ran on news. If you look at Intel, it ran on news. It gapped up the US investment. NVIDIA, I think NVIDIA in here somewhere. Then I think AMD is another company that said they will invest in this as well. So it would be nice to hear what their product they're going to come out with. But if you bought it on the news and you made good money in it, don't hold on for long term. Unless they're really going to announce something here that they're going to take this up. They've been dead stock for a very long time. If you look at their, back since 2020, this thing has been just going to the downside. Was performing pretty good till NVIDIA came in. This is where NVIDIA started taking off. This is where AMD started taking off. This is where Micron started taking off. Right? And it left this company behind. But again, I think we got a nice trend line here. Almost a good trend line. See if it can stay above the trend line here. Okay, that is Intel. Any questions on Intel? That's how fast you can do a report, guys. It doesn't take a long time. We did 3 stocks, but we learned through it. We didn't take us that long to do it. It's the same for you. If you want to do any stock, it doesn't take that long to do it. Are you happy to hold on to Intel after you read this? You made money, you're up here. Are you happy to hold on to it further? See, same thing with Tesla. Okay, do your homework. This is how you do your homework and learn this. This is how you make money in the stocks. Look at the future, what's happening. Look at the interest rates. Look at the microeconomic news. We teach you all that stuff every single day. And you have an opportunity to learn every single day. Once you learn it, you can basically be your own investor. You don't need anybody. That's where we try to get everybody to a point where they can learn themselves. And then, that's how you take care of your own money. You don't need to give your money to anybody. And if you can pick out a few good stocks, over the long term, the stock market will make you more money than anywhere else. You can go if you can find, if you want to invest in real estate, why do you want to go buy a house? It's a headache. You're collecting rent. Sure, in the last, we don't even know those prices are going to increase on the housing anymore. But the real estate sector made us good money over the last months. When everywhere else, the real estate has been going to the downside. You go in here, you can invest in anything you want. You go in here. Let's go back in here. Where's my ETFs? You can go in here. You can invest in anything you want. You want to invest in gold, silver, agriculture, oil, natural gas, corn, real estate, or healthcare, consumer, whatever. I love sectors that are down. We're going to look at this sector here next week. This is where my big push is going to be next week in stock and healthcare. This sector hasn't performed well. Also, the energy sector is still hot, but only been a few stocks. But the rest of the energy sector has been going to the downside. Why? Because oil prices has been going to the downside. Remember, CL has been kicking to the downside. Now there are stocks in here that are getting cheap. Suncor, XOM, Whole bunch of stocks that are getting cheap. So we're going to concentrate next week on healthcare and energy. And we're going to find stocks in there that we're going to hold on for the longer time. Okay. Utilities, is it a still buy? Yes, it's still a buy. And one of the stocks that I recommended in utilities was ZUT in the BMO. And what has this stock done? Let's go to Trading View. We can see the chart better there. This is a Canadian, and we September 22nd. We right there about here said buy this thing. I'm a holder of this thing for 15 years, guys. I got this ETF for 15 years. When I bought it back in 2008, 2009, and this thing was paying 13% dividend back then. It pays a good dividend. It still pays a dividend here. Let's see what the dividend is. 3.24. In April 2009, this thing was under $12, and it was paying 13% dividend. And since then, they have increased the dividend number of times. So my 13% is like mine. Here it is 0.07. My 13% dividend is like almost 60-70% right now that I'm getting my return from 2009 money. This is how, if you're 25, 30 years old, these are the things you want to build. By the time you're 45, 50, I guarantee this is going to be your pension. A lot of people don't have pensions out there. Having stocks like this, being, dividend paying stocks, that's going to be your pension. That's what you should do when you're 25, 30 years old. Portfolio like that, put them away, good stocks, research them yourself, buy good stocks, and just put them on the side. Okay. I don't really care if the stock goes up or down, up and down. I got my money that I put in I got it out years ago. I collect the dividend. I don't reinvest in this one. I just take that dividend and I put it cash on the side. It's safe. For this, if it goes to zero tomorrow, I more than made my money already on this. Okay. Anybody have a question? Okay. All right. Anybody who else want to look at anything else? I got time still here. I think I'm pretty much done with reports unless you want me to take a look at another one or you guys have any questions.
ਭਾਜੀ ਸਟਾਰਬਕਸ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਹੈ?
It's in the doldrums right now. Problem ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਲੋਕ ਪੈਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦੇ. $10 cup of coffee. Sorry, Starbucks. 3 cups, $3 per coffee is not people idea of going out there getting spending money on right now. So I think this is going to go sideways. I still think it's a great stock. I think it's still a great stock, and I'm waiting for this earnings, and I'm really going to make more determination how I feel about this stock on Wednesday. ਇਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ CEO ਸੀਗਾ ਆਇਆ CMG ਤੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਹਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਆਇਆ ਉਦੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਟਾਕ ਉੱਪਰ ਚੜ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਬੈਕ ਹੀਅਰ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਸੀਗਾ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਉੱਪਰ ਨੂੰ ਗਿਆ ਉਦੋਂ basically ਥੱਲੇ ਉੱਪਰ so he hasn't been able to push this steadily to the upside. All right. So we'll see on earnings. Wednesday, ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਾਂਗੇ ਹੋਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ what we're going to do with Starbucks. Okay. Quickly take a look at those stocks and chat. IBM is one of my favorite stocks sitting on the side. It's one of those stocks I threw it in the corner a couple of years ago and I bought some more. This is gonna be a $1 trillion company. I keep saying that it's gonna be a $1 trillion company. Why? Because it's only 286 million right now. So this company is gonna grow at least 4 more times. Why? Because ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜੋਗੇ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਪੜੋਗੇ ਇਹ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਬੈਕਗਰਾਉਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ they're incredible. Okay, they're incredible. ਆਪਣੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਥੋੜੇ ਬਹੁਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹਨੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਡਿਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਐਨਾਲਿਸਟ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ so I think he was wrong, but I like the numbers. All right, pretty good. They beat and beat, but it was sort of pushed down here. This was an opportunity to buy. I didn't pick it up, but I already bought at 244. I have this stock from 130 to 244. I added more. Well, I add more. I should have added more here, but that's okay. This thing is going higher. I done the stock ek passe liya ke chhad deta. I'm not right. So I like IBM. Usually number like a lot of people would say the numbers don't look great, but sometimes ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਉਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਆ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਵੀਡੀਆ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਇਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਵੀਡੀਆ ਨਿਊ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਆਈ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾੜੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਪਰ ਉਹਦੀ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੀ look where ਨਵੀਡੀਆ is today. ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਇਹ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਚਿਰ ਦੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਆ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਨਵੇਂ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵੀਂ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਪਰ ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੰਬਰਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਮਾੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ the future is bright for IBM. I think it's even should you buy it today maybe should have bought it on the dip here let it dive maybe dip somewhere. It's running up pretty good pretty last week there but fixed deck what is that kind of stuff? Oh, these are tickers. Okay, fix isn't that a Stitch Fix? No, this is something else. Comfort Systems. Okay, wow, beautiful buddy. If you have this stock, that's fantastic. Well, I don't know, technically it looks great. Should you buy it? If you're gonna buy this, you're gonna have to put a very tight stop. Okay, if you're gonna buy this you're gonna have to hold a very tight stop. I don't like chasing. This is this is where I would have loved to buy right there this year when you draw a right line across the breakout. This is where I love to buy stocks. This here was where I love to buy stocks, but it didn't even give us an opportunity. This gapped up. This stock gapped up, so technically this stock is great. If you have it, hang on to it. If you're looking to buy, you need a very tight stop. I personally don't buy stocks like this. I like to buy a stock here knowing that's going to break out to the upside. I like to buy the stock here knowing that it's going to break out to the upside. Right, this is where I like buying. Or even here, if I like the stock so much, I would have liked to buy it in this zone here. This is what is this? This is a bullish flag here. This is on the daily. It even looks much better on the 1 hour, right? Little flags happening. Look at that breakout. Nice. This is what I like. I like to buy breakouts. I'm not chasing this stock. But fundamentally, can it keep going up? Let's take a look. Okay. Can it keep going? That would be everybody should ask that question. Can it keep going? What about the revenue? Very nice. 6 to 8 billion revenue is going good. Market cap, this is what I would like to compare it to. So market cap is 34 billion. Market cap is flying up there, but still 6 billion revenue company. Why not? Let's see what their numbers look like, which are not bad. Okay. If the stock is growing and the stock is going up, they're keeping up with the numbers. If they're keeping up with the numbers, that means this is just going to keep possibly going. Okay. This could possibly keep going. Okay. So that's what I would be, again, on that one. DEC, take a look at Deck Outdoor Corporation. Okay. Stock has given, if I'm a buyer, if I wanted to buy it, it's given me a nice dip. But is it worth buying on the dip? That's where we look at the financials. Okay. But it has a nice dip. It had a nice run. So something happened here that has given us an opportunity maybe to buy. But the problem is it's breaking down lower here. So this I would, if it was in this area here, I would be thinking and looking at the numbers. But it has broken below here on the revenue. What did it do? Did it beat the numbers? But where these are lower numbers. But anyway, that's not what the problem I would be looking for. I would be looking right now, why is this going to the downside? And ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਐਦਾਂ ਦਾ stock ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, do not put your hand underneath it, because it can go right through your hand. Right now, this is like a falling knife. Wait till to make a U-tape. Let it make something like this before you think about consider even buying this. Then take a look at the numbers. What are the numbers telling us? Price to earnings. These numbers all look pretty reasonable. Okay, reasonable. What I like to look at is market cap. 12 billion revenue. It's not bad. It's I think it's outdoor marketing. It's a footwear apparel. Okay, to me, revenue and the market cap doesn't look too bad. Even the numbers don't look bad. But we need this technically to stop somewhere. Make a U. I would buy this stock on a U shape, not like this. Both technically and fundamentally have to agree with me for me to buy the stock for long term. Okay, that's the only, it's giving us opportunity here, but I was looking for a U shape back to the upside. That's when I would be interested. Okay, that is DEC. What's an EME? Amcor. Wow, nice chart. Another one looks great. If I wanted to buy this one, I would have to hold a tight stop. If you have it, hang on to it. But I'm not gonna chase it. I'm not a chaser. I don't buy it. Where I would have bought when it was coming up like this. This is where the breakout would have been. This is where I would buy this stock. Or looking back here, breakout here. Didn't we do this one? It looked like very similar to fix there. Okay. So you take a look at it quickly. Take a look at the numbers. $33 billion company revenue. Very good. Revenue's been consistently increasing. Statistic numbers, they look all right. Not bad. Take a little bit higher, but still not bad. That's because this stock has won up nicely. I would be interested in buying stock, this one here, if it comes, gives me a dip, but I'm not gonna chase it. I'm chasing it here. If you have it, hang on to it and keep tight stops. This is where I would put my stop in it right there, 728. That's a $20 stop though. Okay. New, take a look at NU. Okay, I'm not gonna try to waste a lot of time into here. This is a breakout right there. This is where I would be interested, 1652. But what about the fundamentals telling me? Overview. Quickly, it's into digital banking like Sophie. I like Sophie better. If you're looking for a digital bank, this is a $76 billion company. Wow. What about the revenue growth? It's growing revenue pretty good, yeah. Dividend, no. Earnings, looking positive, yes. So sort of like a digital bank like Sophie. Would I be a buyer? Yeah. Definitely, I would look for a breakout here. Okay, buy it on the breakout to the upside, 1641. Okay, I would be definitely a buyer here for sure. That looks good. Okay, at Ford, I would definitely be a buyer of Ford. I like dividend, right? I love the dividend. Every time the stock comes down here, you can literally buy it with your eyes closed, $9-10. It always trades between 10 and 14 bucks here. Okay, I like Ford, right? But I like the dividend. Again, very good dividend here. 5.42%. But other than that, that's pretty much it for Ford. Rampreet says the reason Starbucks revenue is increasing that many local coffee shops are opening in every city. Yeah, that's always been Rampreet. Remember when we got Tim Hortons, we got a whole bunch of coffees. I'm still a loyal Starbucks fan. I still like Starbucks coffee. When I used to be at work, I used to drink 3-4 cups a day of Starbucks. And I still, when I go by, if I see a Starbucks, I'm driving, I go in still go. I'm still a loyal Starbucks fan. And you can taste the difference in coffee. Okay, but I'm still Starbucks. Arrows, ERO. Copper. Triple top. 1, 2, 3. Stock hasn't been, maybe 4 tops. This stock has not been able to break out to the upside. Okay, so let's take a look at why and if this stock is gonna be. It's just $20. Look like the way their ticker is look like a copper. So Arrows Copper, what do they do? Minerals properties in Brazil, produces, sells copper, gold, and mining. $2.15 billion company. Revenue 390 going up, sort of going sideways. Earnings good. I like the copper. I like overall copper, but there's better stocks in copper than I like. One is a tech corporation. Okay, I like tech corporation. These numbers are not bad. Fundamental numbers are not bad. The price of copper has been holding around the $5 range, and that's why this may be not breaking out. Remember uranium, how uranium stocks went up? What was uranium doing? Uranium price was going up. And that's why all those uranium stocks broke up to the upside, like UEC and the Chemical Corporation. All those stocks were going up with the price. Now the uranium price has been coming down, and these UEC and CCJ are now sort of coming down a little bit. And this company here, we need to break the copper price above $5.50 or $6 to the upside. That's when these guys will start making their stocks will start going up. I like copper. Copper is a very well used metal, right? We use it everywhere in the world, and these new EV makers, they use tons of copper in here. Our wiring, to the houses out there, electrical wiring, it's all copper. Okay, I love copper, and I'm a fan of copper. But right now, we need to get the price above the future price. One way to check, guys, is when you want to buy copper, go check what the price of copper is. How much is copper? Is the price going up or is the price going down? Okay, go look at that. Okay, so that is arrows. Again, I need the price to break out to the upside. IXJ. Exposure to XLV, okay. ETF, better than you. And let's take a look. Boy, he usually brings in pretty good stocks. He's very fundamental type of investor. 92.69. I like charts, okay. It's not sideways, been going sideways. If you invested in this company, back in 21, you would still have the same price today. So let's take a look at, except you would have earned some dividends on it, but let's take a look at what this is telling us. Okay, the market, the under assets is a 4.16 billion. Okay, that's fine. 114. Let's take a look at what's it's holding. So it's holding a whole bunch of it's an ETF. Eli Lilly Johnson. This is what I wanted to get into next week, healthcare, guys. Actually, I want to write this down. So Paji's doing half of the homework for me. This is what I wanted to do next week, healthcare. Okay. All these companies are into healthcare. Gilead, Pfizer, I would buy this, yes. They are holding all the major companies. I would be a buyer of this because healthcare has taken a beating. Okay. And remember, it hasn't performed. Remember, this was the sector that I wanted to take a look at. So I'm a buyer of this sector for long term. If you're 25, 30 years old, buy this and put it on the side somewhere, even at current price. Even at current price. Okay. We'll do more on this next week. I'm going to do more healthcare stocks, individual like Merck, Pfizer, and Lilly Lilly, and we'll see which one is the best one to own for long term. Individual stock. But I like the healthcare overall. SEI. Let's take a look at SEI. Solar's energy. So look like they're into solar and stuff. Pretty good breakout. I like the chart. Technically it's good. Would I be buyer on the chart? Yes, but I would have a stop loss around 44. But let's take a look at fundamentals. Are they telling us to buy? Okay, so what is it? It's into solar probably, right? Solar energy infrastructure. Okay, Pride more. Are they? I like to, you normally know when are they solar, are they install solar, or they just produce energy from solar. These guys are solar energy infrastructure. They actually produce energy from solar. So you can call them a little bit of like a utility company. Okay. So let's take a look at the numbers. Okay. Price to earnings ratio is way higher than the past. Price to sales, it's not bad. I'll take 4, but I usually like 1 to 3. Still high. Then even a cash flow is a little higher. These numbers are a little bit high. And why these numbers are high? Because the stock has been running to the upside. But the most important, I like to look at the revenue. Revenue is consistent. It's all over the place a little bit. Okay. So looking at the numbers, I think this is probably running on more of news. What did they come out? And they're also coming out with earnings. To me, the stock is okay, but it doesn't impress me. Not on the fundamentals. Technically, the chart is very good. Okay. But fundamentally, I think the numbers have to catch up. The revenue is all over the place. So it doesn't give me that confidence to invest in a company that has run up nicely. All right. If a company, sooner or later, somebody's gonna drag this company back to the downside, and I don't want to be holding left back. That's what. But if this company breaks out here and stays, keep your tight stops. That's fine. Okay.
ਭਾਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਜਨਰਲ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਆਪਣੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਟੇਜੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ
ਯੈਸ
ਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਅਨਪ੍ਰੈਡਿਕਟੇਬਲ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਐਟ ਦਿਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਪੈਸੀਫਿਕਲੀ ਲਾਈਕ ਹਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਿ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਭਾਜੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੋਸਟ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਮਨੀ ਕੈਸ਼ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੈਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੀ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਟਜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਕੈਸ਼ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੈਸ਼ ਨੂੰ ਫॉर ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਯੂਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ETF ਜਾਂ ਲੈਸ ਵੋਲਾਟਾਈਲ ਫੋਰ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕੈਸ਼ ਹੈਗਾ TSE ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਕੁਝ % ਤਾਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਰਹੇ
ਯਾ
ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਬਸ ਆਪਾਂ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਕੈਸ਼ ਰੱਖੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੈਸ਼ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਰਾਈਟ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਕੈਸ਼ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖੋ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੌਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਪੈਸਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 4 ਬੌਂਡ ਸਿਖਾਲਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਈਲਡ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਗੇਨਸ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੌਂਡਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸੇਫ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੌਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਫੇ ਵੀ ਰਿਸਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਓਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਘੱਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਰ ਫੇ ਵੀ ਰਿਸਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦਿਖਾ ਲੂੰਗਾ ਆਪਣੇ let me show you let me just take this offline. I'm just going to log into an account and I'm going to show you how you can do short-term investments. You can do the same thing in IBKR, but I don't here I leave my money sitting in IBKR because remember, IBKR gives you, if you got cash sitting in your broker account over 13%, they give you interest in IBKR. But if you have your money in with the banks, I'll show you here. Let me bring my account. Just logging in here. Trade. So this is my Scotia Bank account. So if you have cash sitting and you're waiting to invest the cash, what I do is I go into here. Where is it? Fixed income. Where is my fixed income? Where trading?
ਥੱਲੇ ਭਾਜੀ equities ਤੋਂ third right.
ਬਸ ਇਹਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ, ਇਹਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਭਾਜੀ।
Oh, here. Sorry, man. I haven't gone here for a while. Okay. I forget where they're. Here's my fixed income. So what I want to find in here, I can go GICs. I can also go here, right here. I can go GICs. This is probably where I do most of my short term. I look at for interest rate. This is for 1 year, but I don't want to lock my money in for 1 year. I want to do short term. So I go into Cashable. I click on the Cashable. The Bank of Nova Scotia will give me 1.80% interest on any money. And this money is only locked in for 30 days. Okay, you can put as much as you want in here. It's 30 days. After 30 days, you can withdraw this money. Either you can leave it in there, they'll keep paying you interest, or what you can do is you can take it out. Okay, you can cash it. Let's say you are ready to buy something, you can cash it out. You not only you can do it with Bank of Nova Scotia, you can look at this Home Trust Company. They pay actually 2.25, and these are very safe GICs. Okay, they're safe GICs. So there, if you find something else here, I normally go with Bank of Nova Scotia. Why? Because my money is already sitting in Bank of Nova Scotia. Okay. So I usually guide, and you can not only do 6 month cashables. You can, if you want to lock in money longer time, you can do it for 6 months. And 6 months they'll pay you higher interest rate. This is where you can put all your money in. And then I like the one that pays me monthly. A couple of years ago, 2 years ago, this interest rate 2.34 today was paying me 5.7, 5.8. I locked it in 2 years ago, and all that money is coming out now, and I don't know what to do with it either. And I am just locking in at short-term rates right now, 1.80. That's what I'm locking my money in at. Or it's sitting in IBKR, which is paying me around 2%. IBKR giving me 2%. Instead of locking my money in here, IBKR is giving me 2%. Okay.
ਓਕੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਅੱਛਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ IBKR ਆਪਾਂ ਜੇ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਨੀ ਦਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ 2% ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ which is actually good. ਬਟ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਫਿਰ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਮਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਕੈਸ਼ ਹੈਗਾ TFC ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ 2.8 ਸਮਥਿੰਗ% ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਲਕਚੁਏਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਰੱਖੋ ਮਨੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੋੜਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਢਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਸਟਾਕ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ US ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ 'ਚ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਜੇ US ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਮਿਲ ਜੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਲਕਚੁਏਟ ਕਰੇ ਤੇ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਰਹੇ ਵਧੀਆ
ਹੈਗੇ ਆ US ਤੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੱਭਾਂਗੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਵੀਕ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਨੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਵਹੀਕਲ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ IBKR ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਕਾਊਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੈਸ਼ ਜੇ 13,000 ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਕੈਸ਼ ਆ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੈਸ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ US ਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ US ਡਾਲਰ ਆ ਉਹ 'ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ let me see kind of find IBKR ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ IBKR So this is on the US dollar, they're paying 3.58% right now. And I think Canada is about on 2%, two, maybe 2.25. You can go look at their website. Let me see if I can. Doesn't matter. Oh. Yeah, they're around 2%. I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, you guys can find it somewhere. I know it's over 2%.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਪੁੱਛ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ
Yeah, you can
ਦੈਟਸ
do
ਗੁੱਡ
that too.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
Yeah.
ਹਾਂਜੀ MNU ਹੈ ਉਹ 4.1% ਪੇ ਕਰਦਾ US ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਫਲਕਚੁਏਟ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ MNY ਉਹ 3 point something% ਪੇ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਫਲਕਚੁਏਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ $100 ਦਾ ਹੀ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼
Oh, nice. Thank you, Baji. Well, let's take a look at those. MNU.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਯਾਦ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਭਾਜੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ MNY MNU ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੀਰ
ਹਾਂਜੀ MNU ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ US ਫੰਡਸ ਨੇ MNY ਹੈਗਾ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਘੱਟ ਆ ਤੇ US ਵਾਲਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਵੱਧ ਪੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ 4.1 ਹੈ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਬੈਟਰ ਪਲੱਸ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਲਕਚੁਏਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹ 100 ਤੇ ਹੀ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਐਵਰੀ ਮੰਥ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੇ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਪੋਜ਼ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਫ ਆਫ ਮੰਥ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੈੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਾਫ ਆਫ ਮੰਥ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਮਿਲ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ
Okay, it's right here. ਆਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ MNU US ਡਾਲਰ ਤੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ TSX ਤੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ US ਡਾਲਰ ਹੈਗਾ you can invest in this one. So what's the dividend on this one? Let's take a look. Overview. What percentage are they? They don't have a percentage here. They don't have a percentage here. But this is what they
ਇਹ
invest.
ਭਾਜੀ TSX ਤੇ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਆਪਣੇ US ਡਾਲਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਊਗੀ
Yes sir. ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਾਕ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ TSX ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਕਈ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ US ਡਾਲਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ
ਓਕੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
So that's one. The other one was MNY. Let's take a look at MNY. No, that's not this one here. So every time they reset, as soon as they pay you a dividend, it resets to down here. $200, which Upaji was exactly right. So should you wait when buying this thing here? You should wait at the bottom, man.
ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਚੱਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਐਵਰੀ ਡੇ ਬਾਏ ਡੇ ਦਾ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਐਵਰੀ ਡੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ 1-2 ਸੈਂਟ ਉਹ ਇਟ ਡਜ਼ਨਟ ਮੈਟਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਬਾਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੇਡ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ
Oh, I see. Okay. ਪਰ ਇਹਦਾ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ
ਮੈਂ ਯਾਹੂ ਤੇ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ 4.1 ਆ ਇਹਦਾ 3.1 ਆ ਜੀ
That's not bad.
ਇਹ ਵਿਊ ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਯੀਲਡ ਇਟਸ ਐਮਟੀ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ
ਉਹੀ ਮੈਂ find out ਕਰਨਾ I'll find out. This one is showing 3.14. ਜਿਹੜਾ
ਕਿਹੜਾ ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹ MNY
Yeah, MNY ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸ਼ੋ
ਓਕੇ
ਯਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਆ ਨਾ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੋਈ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਪੇ ਕਰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਪੇ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਇਜ਼ ਬੈਟਰ ਇਨ ਟੈਕਸਿਸ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 18 ਤੋਂ 30% ਟੈਕਸ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਯੀਲਡ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਉਹਦਾ 100% ਟੈਕਸ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੋ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਤੇ ਕਮਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਟੈਕਸੇਬਲ ਆ ਡਿਵੀਡੈਂਡ ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ 18 ਤੋਂ 30% ਟੈਕਸੇਬਲ ਆ that means you get to keep 70% of the money in your cash. That's a big difference. Okay. All right, guys. Any other questions? That's good. That's good. Thanks for bringing that up. To cash, I know a lot of people are sitting in cash right now, including me. And IBKR is a pretty safe brokerage. I also found out a little bit of data during the week. CIPF, if a brokerage, a lot of people have these questions, but what if the brokerage goes out of bankrupt or something happens? First of all, IBKR is licensed under the Canadian government, CIPF. So it's a pretty secure brokerage. Chances of it's going bankrupt is like a bank, if a Canadian bank goes bankrupt. Okay, so then plus if you they have insurance up to $1 million. If you lose money in there, not by trading, by if the brokerage disappears, they have insurance up to 1 million per person, per account. Okay, so if you have more than $1 million, maybe you want to open up 2 accounts. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? I have lots of time if you have questions, guys. I have nowhere to go, but I can stay here. Otherwise, we'll do another class tomorrow morning at 10. Tomorrow morning we'll do more into researching into healthcare stocks and what we should, and we'll discuss our portfolio, what we should be holding or what should be selling next week, and we'll take a look at more earnings that are going to come out next week, how those stocks are going to do. Should we buy some of them before ahead of time or buy them later? And that's what we'll do tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So I will be doing that again here. Hopefully the game won't be till 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock tonight, but I don't know if you guys are watching. Go Jays go. And unless you guys have any questions, and I'm pretty much done here.